Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I think this will probably be the last audio on the series that we've got here, Salatul Taraweeh. And this is probably the last mas'ala and probably the last question in people's minds, which is, did the Messenger of Allah ﷺ pray at Taraweeh and Tahajjud? Did the companions do it? If they didn't do it, then why are we doing it? That's the question. Now, praying Salatul Taraweeh and then having another Jama'ah is known as At-Ta'qib in the books of fiqh. At-Ta'qib. Now, Ta'qib in the books of fiqh have been used in different ways, so it's quite confusing actually. And Ibn Rajab and others from the ulama, Ibn Taymiyyah as well from the contemporaries, they've explained that At-Ta'qib has more than one meaning. So I'm going to give you some of them where the scholars are all agreed on. So number one, Ta'qib could mean that the Imam is praying Salatul Taraweeh and in the breaks you get up and pray Nafil. There is no disagreement that that's makruh. So say for example the Imam prayed 2 or he prayed 4, he's got, I don't know, maybe a 60-second break, 90-second break. You say, you know what, I want to do something, let me get up and pray 2 rak'at. So this is known as Ta'qib, or one of the ways of Ta'qib, and this is makruh. Another type of Ta'qib where the majority of the scholars have said is makruh and not allowed is where you've got the Jama'ah in the masjid and then after Salatul Witr is over, after the whole Taraweeh is over, another Jama'ah comes and prays its own, does its own thing basically, and has its own Jama'ah without the permission of the Imam. And they've said that this is makruh, not allowed. And this is very important, especially for brothers who are going to sit in itikaf, etc. If you don't have permission of the Imam, and if you don't have permission of the admin, then this isn't allowed for them to have another Jama'ah. What they can do is pray individually, and some of the ulama have said that if there is going to be another Jama'ah and they've got the permission of the Imam, then the condition here, this is mentioned by Bahuti in one of the books of the Hanabila, that it shouldn't cause confusion, meaning the masjid should be big enough. Yeah. So now, for example, Taraweeh is done, Witr is done, maybe even Tahajjud is done, right? There's maybe another hour left, 2 hours left until Fajr. So the brothers who are there in the masjid or another Jama'ah comes in and they pray, even if they've got permission, they need permission, number one. If they don't have permission, then that's not allowed. But even if they've got permission, it can't then disturb other people and confuse other people, etc. So if there's a way that they can, tuck away somewhere, that's been mentioned as well. So that's another meaning of Ta'qib. Another meaning of Ta'qib is having more than one witr. And the Messenger of Allah, he said, La witran fil layla. You can't have witr twice in one night. Some of the madhahib have said, no, it's okay to have 2 witrs as long as you don't do witr twice yourself. But this has also been offered as a meaning of Ta'qib. Now with this we then understand that some of the ulama have said, if Salatul Taraweeh has been established and then you have another Jama'ah, a separate one, or maybe the same one but with 2 witrs, or the same one or another one but without the permission of the Imam, then this is not permissible. All of that has been concluded from the different definitions. Now, the majority of the ulama have said that the Ta'qib which is not allowed is where you have more than one Jama'ah with more than one witr. This is the meaning of the Ta'qib, the last one that we just gave, with the majority of the ulama. The Hanafis have said Ta'qib meaning that you pray any Jama'ah after Salatul Taraweeh is not allowed, is muhdath. And Sufyan has been noted to say, Al-Thawri, rahimahullah, At-Ta'qib muhdath as well. This is something which is new and it's innovated. And this is the view of Shaykh al-Albani. Now, this is very important because some people, they say, oh, look, praying Tahajjud in Ramadan started off in the Haram here some 50 years ago. Before that, it wasn't known. This is all lies. It's not true. Imam Ahmad, he said, he was asked about ta'aqib at his time, and he said, La ba'sa bih. It was also the practice in Mecca at the time of the Salaf, where they used to come back. In actual fact, Anas bin Malik, he said, those people who are coming back, they are seeking something which is good for them, and they are seeking refuge from something which is bad for them. Meaning, they've already prayed Salat al-Taraweeh. Can they pray Salat al-Tahajjud? He praised them. Umar, as we saw earlier in one of the clips before, he said the people who are sleeping will get more reward. Meaning they're going to come back and pray with the Jama'ah later on. And he used to wake his family up. And the Messenger of Allah used to wake his family up. Imam al-Nawawi and others from the ulama is that Messenger of Allah, come on, I mean, look at it, I mean, logically as well. I mean, this has been mentioned in the books of explanation anyway, but logically, Messenger of Allah is going to stand. And he's going to tell his family to sleep when it could be Laylatul Qadr. Aisha radiallahu anha, she said, Shidda ma'zara, ahya layla, wa ayqadha ahla. He used to wake his family, despite the fact they used to be in i'tikaf. He used to wake the family up, because they used to be on the other side of the curtain, really. His house used to be next to the masjid. For them to get up and pray. Therefore, from the four madhabs, the Hanafis have said, ta'qib is not allowed. Taraweeh is 20, it's in the middle of the night. The latest time that you could pray Salat al-Taraweeh is after, up until the first third. After that, you don't do anything. There's no tahajjud in Ramadan. All of that's bid'ah. Why? Because they have said, At-Taraweeh sunnah. The number is sunnah. The timing is sunnah. The majority of the ulama have said, the ta'qib which is not allowed is where you've had a jama'ah concluded with the witr, and then another jama'ah comes and prays again with another witr. That's not allowed. But if the imam himself says, right, we're going to pray Salat al-Taraweeh, but we're not going to conclude now, we're going to come back later on, there's nothing wrong with that from the three madhabs, from the Hanabil, the Shafi'i and Maliki. The Maliki actually said, though, it's better for you to come back and do it at night time. So pray at Taraweeh, don't conclude your witr, come back for Salat al-Tahajjud, but do it at home. And they've said that this used to be the amal of the people of Medina at that time. So how can they say it was invented 50 years ago here, when the time of the Salaf they were doing this? Like I said, Umar, there are more than one narrations actually. If you search, you will see that Umar radiallahu anh established Salat al-Tahajjud. Anas, the statement of Anas radiallahu anh, Imam Ahmad actually was asked this question. He goes, what do we do between Taraweeh and Tahajjud? He said, eat and drink and recite the Quran. Rahimahullah. So if this was there in practice, then we can then understand the fiqh of it, and then we can also then understand that people calling it an innovation either comes from a fiqhi stance, fair enough, but not from a historical stance. That's not correct, because like I've said, it is well established from the time of the Salaf, and the mas'ala of ta'qib has been discussed. Even if we say, for argument's sake, there was never a practice of ta'qib, is it permissible then, hypothetically then, for us to have ta'qib? The answer is yes, with the majority of the ulama, as long as the salah wasn't concluded in the beginning of the night with the witr, and the imam is coming back and he's given permission, and the conditions that we mentioned before, and doesn't cause confusion, etc., etc. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He makes us of the people of ibadah and fiqh, and He grants us ta'weel and basira. هذا والله أعلم وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.